Hi, this is Vicki Romaine with Cheerful Greetings, and today we're going to make some clusters. I have people asking me, why do you do tutorials on card making as well as junk journals? Well, the reason being is a lot of the things that you make for junk journals can be used on cards, and this is one of them. And so that's the reason I overlap back and forth. I have a plain card here. I haven't put on a mat or anything, but I just want to show you how nice a cluster would look on the front of your greeting card. And it's not too terribly thick. Now I've made some that are thicker and that are bigger. That's a little large unless I turn my card this way, and that would be fine. And you can put that on the front of a card. And so a cluster can be used for both. We should give you an example. Let's open up a page here. I can use my cluster inside of my junk journal just by clipping it on or by gluing it on, whichever I wish. So that's why I go back and forth in my tutorials between junk journals and cards. And I have some people in my card group who are interested in the card making and are not interested in junk journals. And I have some that are vice versa. Okay, let's see. Here's another one I have here. This one has some stickles on it. So it's kind of wet. We'll just put it aside, because I always put my hand in the stickles. And this is a piece of cardboard. It's fairly thin. See, it's fairly flimsy. It came in a inside of a Christmas skirt, and it was the Christmas skirt, a tree skirt, was wrapped around this, and so I bought this after Christmas. The whole tree skirt and everything cost me $25, so I think it's worth it. Now, the first thing I do is pull off the backing, and this is what I'm going to use for my backing. Now, I like to show some of the corrugated part, so I just rip it apart like this, and sometimes I could be looking to use one side, and after I pull the paper off, I decide that I want the other side, depending on how much of the paper I can get torn, because I want the corrugated part to show. Okay, so I have a little bit of both here, and I may clip that off. Let's see, it's kind of sticking out of the way. I like using unusual things. To me, that's fun to use something that someone else hasn't used. I don't know if you go to Old Charlie's, the ones in the U.S., go to Old Charlie's, but inside that bread basket, they have this collage of words. Of course, all dealing with bread. And the last time I was there, I asked the girl if she could give me a couple of clean ones, and she brought me up 2 or 3. So I have enough to keep me busy for a while, and I'm going to use it this time. I'm going to cut just a piece at random. Well, it's a little too big, so why don't I just kind of tear it in half. Okay, we'll put that on there, kind of like that. Now, I think I want to use a little bit of book page. And I don't want to tear that one up yet, because I don't need one that big yet. And I'm just going to rip off a small piece. And I guess I'll put the words right side up. So there we go. Now, I've got some hearts here. And I want to show you where I got the hearts. I honestly do not know where this came from, but I have this piece of paper, a piece of cardstock here with loads of hearts. I've got big hearts and small hearts, and this is what I've been using. Also, I have this strip, which I really, really like, and I used it on this one. And depending on what side, I can either have it white with black dots or black with white dots. So let's put this together here, see what we can come up with. Got a heart. Now, another thing that I'm going to use that probably is a little different from somebody else. I forgot what came in this. I think it was the top part of an onion bag. It's like this. So we'll just put a little bit on it. I'll use these scissors, I guess. I'm going to cut that little piece off. And let's see if that does anything for us. No, it's not very thick. So I think what I'm going to do is put it aside and get me a double piece. And put this with it. And I'm going to put my heart on top of it. So this is my layers, like that. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. So we'll kind of put this together and see what happens, see how it looks. All right, I've got this. As I said, this I think I'm going to tear off. Okay. And when you make your clusters, there's no set pattern. You don't have to have your layers in a certain order. You don't have to have 3 layers each time or 4 layers each time. You are the creator, so do what you like. Here's my weird little piece of paper here, my bread paper. Now, after I get the center to stay down, I will probably come back and put some glue under there, under the edges. Okay. Take this and kind of fold it and put this piece on top of it. And I'm going to squish it down into the paint. I mean, not the paint. I'm going to squish it down into the glue. And let it hold like that. Now, the next thing I have is my heart. There we go. And looking at this, I'm going to trim this piece right here. I don't like that on there. Now, let me see if I have anything else that I want to put on there. I have some little charms here. Let's see what we have. Okay. I think I'm gonna use him. It's a little dagger. Now, since I have that little mesh on there, my heart's sticking up. So I'm going to put some more glue in there to make sure it adheres. So there's one there, a cluster. That would look nice. And I have one here that I don't know if I showed it. Let's see. I think I only showed 3. Oh, I had one here that I made previously. This was a button, and I cut the backing off of the button and put that on. Now, let's make one more. Give me another piece of tear off another piece of cardboard here. Let's get the outside trimmed off. It comes off on some cardboard, but some of it, with this being so thin to begin with, it doesn't come off really easy. Okay, this one's didn't do exactly like I wanted. Let's see what we have. Got a piece of a book page. Let's see. This is my tree skirt that I got for $1. I needed some material, and I thought I couldn't get anything any cheaper. Let's kind of trim it up a little bit. Now, let's see what we can do here. This is a little large. Get ready to glue it down the wrong side outwards. Okay, here's this. I don't like that piece, so we'll just get rid of it. Okay, this time I think I'm going to put a little dab of lace. And get another pair of scissors here. Okay, we'll put the book page on there sideways. We'll put that on there at an angle. And let me see if I got some hearts here that are already cut out. which pick up the pink. Let's see. Need to move this over to the side, I think. There we go. There's a cluster. So let's put it together. Okay. This lace doesn't seem to have a wrong side or a right side, but we'll put this down like this. Make sure I have the right side up. Let's see, I forgot to put my book page. Let's take this up real quick. Put a little glue down again. Put my book page this way. Put a little more glue. Pick up my lace and material and decide what direction I want it to be. Probably like that. Now let's see which way we want the hearts. That looks good, so we'll try it that way. These are very unstressful things to make because you can't go wrong. Now, I didn't have to put them in that order. That was just the way I had it in my mind that I wanted to put this in that order. And I think I'm going to I've got some glitter on the one heart. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is. So let's see what we have here. I only made 2 for you, but I had quite a few of them done all right already. Here's the one with the stickles on it. You can see them shining. And then here's one with the old book page picture and then the button. Here's one here that we did that has the netting underneath. Anytime you buy oranges or onions and they come in a netting, keep the netting. I used to have a netting from a turkey, but it's been a couple years since we bought a turkey, so I didn't have any this year. And it's good. Usually it's just on the outside of the paper anyway. It's not messed up. Okay, and there's the one I put the little dagger on. Let me get my hearts out of the way. And here's one more that has the piece of cardstock with the dots on it. Okay. They're my clusters for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And go out and make you some clusters. They're easy. Just pick up anything and put it together and see how you like it. And these are my heart ones. So I can either put them in my journal or I've got the front part of my greeting card already made. Only thing I have to do is glue it, maybe put a mat and then glue them on. So the one thing to remember, you're not limited to how you can use the things you make. This will go great on a card, and it will go great in a junk journal. And you could also make a pin out of it to wear. So have at it and